Do you know how much a food truck makes in a day just parked on a corner, selling lunch from a window? You've seen the line, 20 people deep, moving fast, and you've done the math in your head. 12 bucks a plate, hundreds of plates, no restaurant rent. These guys must be printing money. Well, today, we're climbing inside that truck. Real daily sales, real costs, real owner paychecks, including one hidden expense almost nobody outside the industry knows. And a profit number so thin, it'll change how you see every food truck line you ever stand in. Because here's the secret. That truck isn't really selling tacos. It's selling minutes. Let's get into it. Noon downtown, any American city. Office workers pour out of the towers, hungry. And waiting for them, a row of gleaming trucks. Tacos, smash burgers, Korean barbecue, lobster rolls. The busiest truck will serve 200 people in 90 minutes. Here's the thing nobody tells you. A food truck is not a restaurant on wheels. It's a stopwatch with a fryer. A restaurant sells an evening. A truck sells 90 seconds. The whole business lives or dies inside one window, the lunch window. Miss it, and the day is gone. Hold that thought. Because first, the money question. But first, a quick rewind. Because this business is old. 1866, Texas. The original food truck. The chuck wagon. Feeding cattle drivers beans and biscuits on the trail. Then came pushcarts, hot dog stands, and lunch wagons serving factory workers through the industrial age. By the 90s, the industry had a cruel nickname, the roach coach. Cheap food. Low status. Nobody's dream job. Then 2008 happened. The recession closed restaurants and freed their chefs. Talented cooks with no capital needed cheap kitchens. One Korean taco truck in Los Angeles changed everything. It announced its location on a brand new app called Twitter. Crowds chased the truck across the city like a concert. The roach coach died. The gourmet food truck was born. Today, it's a multi-billion-dollar American industry. What does a truck actually ring up in a day? Industry numbers put the typical range at $500 to $2,000 per day. The median lands right around $1,000. A slow weekday spot, $200 to $600. A good lunch corner downtown, $500 to $1,500. A brewery night with beer-fueled appetites, $800 to $2,500. And a weekend festival, $2,000 to $5,000 in a single day. Operators say one great festival weekend can earn a whole month's profit. Stack a year of this, and trucks gross $250,000 to $500,000. The industry average, around $346,000. $350,000. From a truck. So yes, your mental math was right. The window really does move serious money. But revenue is what the truck collects. Profit is what the owner keeps. And between those two numbers lies a massacre. But first, how much just to get the wheels rolling? The truck itself is the big ticket item. A used, kitchen-ready truck, $50,000 to $80,000. A brand new custom build up to $250,000. Then comes the kitchen, grill, fryer, fridge, generator, then the wrap that eye-catching paint job. $3,000 to $6,000 of rolling billboard. And now, the paperwork boss fight. Health permits, fire permits, parking permits, business licenses. Some states demand a dozen permits from 6 agencies. One career data firm put average licensing costs around $30,000. In Boston, yearly permit fees alone can pass $17,000. Add it all up, and opening a food truck costs $50,000 to $250,000. Cheaper than a restaurant? Absolutely cheap? Not even close. Now that hidden expense I promised you. Here's a secret. In most cities, a food truck legally cannot cook, prep, or even sleep on the street. The law requires a licensed home base, the commissary kitchen, a commercial facility where trucks park overnight, prep ingredients, dump wastewater, and restock. Rent for this second kitchen you never see, $400 to $1,500 a month. Every taco you buy is quietly paying rent on a building you'll never visit. Okay, time to live one full day. Meet Marcus. Taco truck. Austin, Texas, third year in. 5 a.m., the alarm. No snooze button in this business. 5:45, the commissary. 3 hours of chopping, marinating, and loading. Customers see the 90-second taco. They never see the 3-hour morning behind it. 8:30, the supply run. Propane topped. Ice loaded. Forget the ice once, and lunch service dies at noon. 9 a.m., drive to the spot. And here's a war customers never witness: the parking battle. Prime corners are claimed by dawn. Some cities run lotteries for the best spots. Others charge for private lot access. Because remember the panhandler rule from this channel? The corner sets the ceiling. Same law. Bigger engine. 11:30. The awning goes up. The griddle hisses. 11:45, the first office badge appears. 12:15, the line is 30 deep. And now, watch the window math. Average ticket, $12. Marcus serves one customer every 90 seconds. That's 40 customers an hour. $480. Every second shaved off service is pure money. This is why menus are short. 4 items, not 14. Every extra choice slows the line. A confused customer is a $90 traffic jam. 12:40, a clipboard appears in the line. The health inspector. Unannounced, always unannounced. Temperatures checked, gloves checked, water tank checked. One bad grade posted on the window can empty a line faster than rain. Marcus passes. He always passes. That's not luck, that's the 5 a.m. scrubbing, 110, his favorite moment. The regular. The usual, Tony? Nod, no menu needed. Regulars are the quiet foundation of every street business. 1:30. The badges drain back into the towers. The lunch window closes. 2 hours. $900. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. the dead zone. Sound familiar? Every street business has one. Marcus uses it to restock, prep, and post. Post? Oh yes, the secret weapon. A food truck's real storefront is Instagram. Tonight, Zilker Brewery, 5 to 10. One post moves the entire customer base across town. No restaurant on earth can do that. 5 p.m. The brewery. Round 2. Beer makes people hungry and generous. Bigger tickets. Add on queso. Tips in the jar. And notice the tip jar taped by the window. Card screens now ask $2 and most customers add $1. 50 to 100 extra a night, split with the crew. Small money. But it buys the crew's loyalty, and loyal crews are rarer than good corners. 10 p.m. window down, but the day isn't done. Back to the commissary. Scrub, dump, log, lock, midnight, 17 hours after the alarm. Today's register total, $2,100. A monster day. So Marcus is rich, right? Now comes the massacre I promised. Watch what happens to those $2,100. First bite, food costs. 25 to 35%. Tortillas, beef, produce, propane for the griddle, that's roughly $630 gone. Next, labor. Marcus pays 2 part-time workers, 20 to 30% of revenue in payroll, another $500 gone. Then the quiet grinders, fuel for the truck, fuel for the generator, commissary rent, insurance, permits, card fees, repairs. Repairs. Let's talk about the day the truck dies. Because it will. Every operator has the story. A blown generator on festival morning, a fridge failure that spoils a week of meat. When the truck doesn't roll, revenue is 0. But the bills? The bills still roll. After every expense takes its bite, the industry's real net margin appears, 3 to 8%. Read that again. 3 to 8. The best operators claw their way to 15. So that $346,000 revenue year, at 8%, about $28,000 in profit. $350,000 through the window. A used car salary in the pocket. This is the number that breaks the daydream. Want to see it per taco? Let's dissect one. Menu price, $4. Tortilla, beef, cheese, salsa, about $1.20. Labor slice, another 80 cents. Fuel, rent, permits, fees, 60 more cents. Taxes and surprises, 40 cents. What's left for the owner? Roughly a quarter. 1/4. per $4 taco. Which explains the break-even treadmill. Most trucks must sell 60 to 100 meals every single day just to break even. Meal 61 is where the owner's day begins. You don't need better tacos. You need more quarters. So how do the winners win? Rule 1. Speed beats gourmet. A taco truck serving 40 customers an hour at $10 makes $400 an hour. A gourmet truck serving 15 at $18? $270. The fancy truck loses. In this business, the fryer is a clock. Rule 2. Chase events, not corners. Regular street lunches keep the lights on. Festivals and catering print the actual profit. Private catering is the industry's golden goose. $1,500 to $4,000 per event, guaranteed money, zero competition, no weather risk. A wedding books the truck before a single taco is made. Rule 3. The schedule is the strategy. Breakfast by offices. Lunch downtown. Nights at breweries. 1 truck. 3 storefronts a day. Try that with a building. Now the forces no operator controls. Weather is the silent business partner. Rain kills foot traffic dead. A rainy week can erase a festival's whole profit. Winter? Some northern trucks simply hibernate. Months of zero revenue. Insurance still due. Timing even decides who survives at all. Most successful trucks launch in spring's 6 warm months to build regulars before winter bites. Launch in December and the odds triple against you. Then, competition. The barrier to entry is a loan and a dream. Every spring, new trucks flood the good corners. Some cities answered with food truck parks, permanent pods with seating, power, and shared crowds. Guaranteed traffic. But now the truck pays rent again. The wheels came full circle back to a landlord. And then there's the modern lottery ticket, virality. One viral video can bury a truck in customers overnight. Operators call it a blessing that arrives like a flood. Run out of food at 2 p.m., disappoint the internet, and the same crowd that found you forgets you. And the permits never stop moving. Cities rewrite vending rules constantly. A corner that's legal in March can be banned by June. Which brings us to the graveyard statistic. Roughly 40% of food trucks fail within 3 years. Better odds than restaurants, much better. But why do the fallen fall? Autopsy 1. Underpricing. Owners charge what feels nice, not what math demands. Autopsy 2. Underestimating costs. First-timers miss ongoing expenses by up to 60%. Autopsy 3. Running out of cash before the crowds come. The truck survives on momentum. Momentum takes months to build. The lesson every survivor repeats, it's not a restaurant discount. It's a restaurant on hard mode. And one more path the smart money watches. The truck as a launch pad. Some of America's beloved restaurant brands began on 4 wheels. The truck proves the menu. Cheaply, build the fans first. Sign the lease later. Others scale sideways. A second truck. Then a third. A fleet of 3 can triple revenue without tripling the owner's hours. That's the end game. Stop working the window. Start owning the windows. Still tempted? Picture your first week, 5 a.m. Alarms, 17-hour days. Standing the whole time. A kitchen the size of a hallway at 100 degrees. Cooking through the rush while the generator screams. Operators love it anyway. Genuinely. Freedom, no landlord. Your name on the side. But nobody calls it easy money. Nobody honest. One more insider rule before the final math. Smart owners pay themselves less than half the profit. The rest goes back in repairs, reserves, growth. Eat the whole profit today, and the truck starves tomorrow. So the final math. The number you clicked for. A slow day, 200 to 600 through the window. A typical day, around 1,000. A festival day, 2,000 to 5,000. But after the massacre of expenses, the owner's real yearly take-home, 24,000 to 70,000 for most, with top operators pushing past 150. The gap between those numbers isn't the recipe. It's the spots, the speed, and the spreadsheet. Great cooks go broke. Great operators buy second trucks. So was your lunch line mental math right? Half right. The revenue is real. The riches? Those belong to the spreadsheet, not the salsa. So the next time you're standing in that lunch line, watching the window move like a machine, remember what you're actually watching. Not a kitchen, a stopwatch. Every 90 seconds, a transaction. Every lunch window, a day's survival. And every taco, $12 racing to keep 8% of itself alive. If this changed how you see that line, subscribe. Because next time, we're counting somebody else's register.